Good morning. I'm Dan DeRosa with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. We're about to take you to a live event at Cleveland Hopkins Airport. It's no secret, people are starting to travel. They actually started traveling over the weekend, but today is really the big day when it comes to flying. So we're about to hear from officials at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport as well as the TSA, but then even more people will be driving for the holiday. So we're also going to hear from AAA and ODOT. Let's take you live now to Cleveland Hopkins International Airport for an update on just how busy things are about to get.
Please avoid arriving more than 2 hours early, as doing so can contribute to unnecessary congestion on the ticketing level. Security checkpoints will also open early to support the surge of travelers. The South checkpoint at 3:15 a.m., North and Central checkpoints at 3:45 a.m. We continue to have construction on our lower roadway, and with this being one of the busiest times of year, we're urging anyone picking up passengers to consider alternatives. You can utilize the upper roadway or park in the smart parking garage where the first 30 minutes are free. If using the lower level, please be sure to proceed directly to doors 5 through 7. We also want to highlight two important guest experience programs, as we know this can be a stressful time of year for travelers. The Hopkins Hangout Pass, which allows non-ticketed guests to access the secure side of the airport, will allow you to enjoy the terminal, dine, shop, and spend time with loved ones beyond the security checkpoint if they need additional assistance. The Sunflower Lanyard program discreetly supports travelers with hidden disabilities by providing them with a lanyard that signals to airport staff that they may need additional assistance, patience, or support during their journey. You can pick these lanyards up at our Central Checkpoint Information Desk or our Welcome Center on bag claim. For real-time travel tools, we want to remind everyone that clevelandairport.com is your one-stop shop. Travelers can check flight status, parking availability, and TSA wait times. Guests should also follow CLE on social media and check the alert bar at the top of our website for up-to-minute information throughout the holiday week. Our teams are fully prepared for the holiday rush. We've increased staffing, expanded customer assistance, and strengthened traffic flow management to keep everyone moving safely and efficiently. We appreciate our guests' patience during this busy time of year and wish everyone traveling through CLE a safe and joyful Thanksgiving holiday. And I will pass it off to Amanda.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming. My name is Amanda Osborne, Osborn. I'm the TSA regional spokesperson for the state of Ohio. Amanda, yes. Amanda, yeah. As we approach another busy holiday season, passengers can feel confident that we're prepared to handle the projected travel volumes at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport. TSA is ready for you. At Cleveland Hopkins, we work closely with our airport and airline partners to project the number of passengers who will be arriving at the checkpoints down to the hour, and we staff appropriately to meet those demands. There are certain local circumstances that may cause queues, and we work diligently to minimize those temporary delays. Starting today through Tuesday, December 2nd, TSA is expecting more than 17.8 million passengers nationally, with more than 3 million the Sunday after Thanksgiving. TSA has implemented some big changes this year. Travelers need to remember, Real ID enforcement is in effect. Bring a real ID or other acceptable form of ID, such as a passport. Passengers without an acceptable ID should give themselves extra time and may face extra screening. All passengers can also keep their shoes on now when going through security. We always advise folks to arrive early. Airports, like highways, have high traffic surges and construction delays. Plan to arrive at the airport with plenty of time to check in, check bags, and complete security screening in time to avoid stressful sprints to the departure gate. If you find yourself waiting in a security checkpoint line, use that time to your advantage. That's the ideal time to remove items from your pockets, place them in a carry-on bag. It's also a time to get out your real ID or other acceptable form of ID, such as a passport, so that you're prepared when you step up to the TSA travel document checking podium. Pack smart and start with an empty bag. Prepare for security when packing and ensure there are no prohibited items in baggage. A general rule of thumb is that if you can spill it, spray it, spread it, pump it, or pour it, it's not a solid and needs to be packed in a checked bag. While passengers can bring solid food such as pies, cookies, and other baked goods through the checkpoints, remember that keeping your carry-on bag uncluttered may lead to fewer bag checks and a shorter wait. Cranberry sauce, wine, and gravy need to go in a checked bag. Many passengers may be unfamiliar with some of our current checkpoint technologies. Note that many checkpoints do not require passengers to hand over a boarding pass. These machines, called Credential Authentication Technology, or CAT, provide a more efficient and secure identity documentation verification process. They compare a real-time photo of the passenger to the image on their ID. If passengers choose to opt out of the photo, they will not lose their place in line, it will not take any longer, and there'll be no repercussions. No biometric information is ever stored, and any information captured is immediately deleted before the next passenger approaches. Facial recognition represents a significant security enhancement and improves traveler convenience. In lanes at Cleveland Hopkins with computed tomography or CT scanners, passengers do not need to remove liquids or electronics for screenings. The best guidance is to always listen to the instructions of the officers who can help you through the screening process most efficiently, as different technology is available in different lanes. TSA Cares is a helpline that provides travelers with disabilities, medical conditions, and other special circumstances additional assistance during the security screening process. Call 72 hours prior to traveling at 855-787-2227 with questions about screening policies, procedures, and what to expect at the security checkpoint. Reach out to Ask TSA on social media to get your questions answered before you head to the airport. Travelers can get assistance in real time by submitting their questions and comments to Ask TSA on social media. You can also text us at 275-872. An automated virtual assistant is available 24/7, while staff is available from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern daily, including holidays and weekends. Finally, we have TSA PreCheck. TSA PreCheck lanes move faster. About 99% of our passengers wait less than 10 minutes. Children 17 and under can join an adult in the TSA PreCheck line for free if they're traveling on the same reservation. The fee for new enrollment starts at $78. For a limited time, you can enroll in TSA PreCheck and get $15 off the second enrollment when 2 family members sign up together. Folks should visit tsa.gov/precheck to get started. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I drew the straw to go next. I'm Amanda McFarland. I'm with the Ohio Department of Transportation, AMANDA McFarland MC, FARLAND, and I'm a Public Information Officer with the Ohio Department of Transportation. As the weather gets colder, many of our ODOT construction projects are wrapping up for the season, and here in Northeast Ohio, we're going to be pulling back as many of our work zones as possible. However, there are still a handful of work zones that remain in a permanent configuration that we're not able to pull back, and I want to highlight a couple of those right now. The first is here in Cuyahoga County on I-90 between Hilliard and West Boulevards. We've got lane restrictions in that area as a part of a major rehabilitation project. And then there are 3 projects in Summit County. The first being the State Route 8 high-level bridge in Akron. There are some lane shifts in that area as crews are continuing to prepare to shift all of the southbound traffic onto the new bridge next week, which is very exciting, but folks should be careful traveling through there. Additionally, the State Route 82 bridge over the Cuyahoga Valley National Park remains closed through late December for bridge repair work. And if you're going to be traveling between Cleveland and Akron, I would caution you to be careful on I-77, as we do have a rehabilitation project going on there between approximately the Ohio Turnpike and Everett Road. There are 2 lanes, but the lanes are more narrow in width, so folks should be cautious traveling through there. We suggest that everyone traveling by car know before you go by using our website ogo.com or the OGO app, that's OHGO. There you can view real-time traffic updates such as crashes or construction projects, and additionally you can view hundreds of live traffic cameras. So, I know what everyone's thinking. Speaking of road conditions, if you're going to be traveling in the northeastern part of Ohio, there is snow in the forecast for the snow belt. Our managers are watching closely on the forecast and will be making determinations on staffing over the next couple of days as the forecast updates and better projections are made. Right now it is really looking like it's going to focus in that major snow belt areas, but we will have crews out no matter what day it is, Thanksgiving or the day after. Our men and women know their responsibilities and are willing to spend that time away from their families to make sure that all of us can get to our destination safely. With the heavy traffic expected over the next several days, it's likely that you're going to see roadside vehicles with flashing lights. That can include our ODOT workers, emergency services, law enforcement, and even tow truck drivers. And Ohio law does require that you move over for roadside vehicles with flashing lights. The law says that if you cannot safely move over, though, you should slow down. Those folks are out there, they're serving the folks traveling through Ohio during this busy travel season, spending that time away from their families. And by you making that choice to move over and or slow down, you're giving them that opportunity to go home at the end of their shift and celebrate with their family and friends. 2 weeks ago, ODOT and the Ohio State Highway Patrol and the Ohio Traffic Safety Office announced a year-end safety blitz called Home for the Holidays. There's been 3 straight years of traffic fatalities being reduced here in the state of Ohio, and we are looking for 2025 to mark the 4th. 1 fatality on Ohio's roadways is too many, and currently our traffic fatality data is creeping up to where we were at this same point last year. As of November 24th, which was yesterday, there have been 1,021 traffic deaths on Ohio's roadways compared to 1,071 at this point last year. Now, the holidays are a time for celebration, and we want everyone to be able to do that safely. So as you're heading out in your vehicles, please remember to buckle up, drive sober, drop distractions, and what's the third one? Oh, I remember now. Sorry. As you're heading out, we want to make sure that everyone remembers to buckle up, drive sober, watch your speed, and drop the distractions, because making those choices could be the difference between being in a crash or not. So once again, ODOT is going to be running our dynamic message signs with safety messages, reminding you of all of those safety things I just spoke of. And I'm happy to say that a fan favorite, but it's also my personal favorite, is coming back, which is Turkey Says Buckle Buckle, as a reminder to buckle up every seat, every trip, every time. From all of us at ODOT, we wish you a safe and happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to turn it over to Jim Garrity with AAA now. Yes.
Hey, everybody. Good. I'm Jim Garrity, Garrity. I'm the Director of Public Affairs for AAA East Central. Excuse me. AAA, we are expecting a record-setting nearly 82 million people who are going to be traveling 50 miles or more from home, with the busiest days being the Tuesday, the Wednesday before the holiday, and then again on Sunday when everyone comes home all at once. Several million of those people are going to be going through the airports. If that is you, if you're going to be flying over the next couple days, the word you got to keep in mind is early. Get to the airport early as you can. If you can get there 2 hours before your domestic flights, that is going to be your best course of action, especially if you have to navigate anything with delays, cancellations due to weather across the country. And it's always good to have a plan B in place just in case you need to enact it once you get to the airport. The vast majority of people who travel for the Thanksgiving holiday from AAA's projections are driving. About 90% of them are hitting the roads. And that means, and to echo ODOT's sentiment, it is crucial that you are aware and alert as you drive, whether you're driving across the country, have some version of a move over law. There are differences state by state, but no matter what, as a courtesy to the people who are working at the side of the road, to civilians who maybe are waiting for roadside assistance at the side of the road, when you come across anyone at the roadside, you should move over, and if you can't, you should slow down, because speed can be a crucial difference between life and death. Unfortunately, we see crashes in Ohio and across the country that are preventable at the roadside. And you're going to have a lot of people out there working, assisting AAA members, police, fire, EMS, construction. It's a thankless job. Say thank you by moving over, and if you can't move over, slow down. And another point to bring up and emphasize is that the day before Thanksgiving is a kind of notorious drinking and driving DUI type of a day. A lot of people get back together, see old friends, connect over a couple drinks. If that's going to be you, have your plan to get home in place before you go out. Unfortunately, some folks get to the bar, they have a couple drinks, and they think, well, I can drive, it's only been 2 or 3 drinks, when in reality, they shouldn't be anywhere near behind the wheel of a car. Make that plan before you go out, stick to that plan, and get home safely, because when you see crashes due to distraction and impaired driving, all too often it is entirely preventable, and a little bit of forethought goes a long way. Does anyone have any specific questions for any of us?
Are there any new challenges this year that people are facing that's different from the previous years, something they need to be aware of that they haven't seen in years past?
I would say One of the big challenges on the roads over the next couple of days, according to AAA's projections, are going to be more people. And when there's more people out there, that does mean more of a chance for potential crashes. And if you add weather into the mix, that adds another component as well. I would say that AAA is recommending anyone who's driving, give yourself plenty of time so that you can give yourself a better start on your road trip. Because when you're running late and the turkey needs to get in the oven and the cranberry sauce needs to get on the table, that's stressing you out, and that's going to make you more likely as a driver to do dangerous things behind the wheel, like speed, like tailgate, like aggressive drive in any form. So extra time is going to go a long way over the next couple of days, keeping all of us safe. And it's, yeah.
The busiest travel times.
Yeah.
What are the, I guess, for driving? What's the best time to drive? People might not be able to drive.
If you're going to be driving to your destination, which is most people from AAA's projections, if you're going to be traveling on the holiday is a great day to travel, because that's when you don't see a lot of people are already where they're going to be. So if you're going to be hitting the highways, traveling on the holiday is good. Avoiding rush hour Tuesday, Wednesday is good as well. Coming home Sunday maybe a little earlier or maybe a little later, but I would say generally that there's going to be a lot of traffic. There's going to be more people than we've ever expected on the road. So give yourself plenty of time and expect that traffic just in case.
Why are we seeing that increase
Of, I think from AAA's perspective, it's been a very hot year for travel. We've seen a lot of people interested in getting out and going somewhere. People who aren't putting those travel plans on hold. It's been a hot year. It seems to only be getting hotter, and which is exciting for us to see. I don't know if anyone else wanted to.
So I just want to reiterate what we shared at a press conference a week or two ago about specifically when it comes to flying. We know that during the government shutdown, people were showing up here 3, 4, 5, 6 hours ahead of their flight. We want to remind everybody to stay prepared and stay calm. And as Jim mentioned and as I mentioned, 2 hours before your domestic flight is plenty of time, especially if you're flying after 7 a.m. And 3 hours before your international flight, of course, is always recommended. But we just want everyone to be aware and be prepared that when coming here, right, we know that our ticketing area can be congested. We know there's a lot of people out here, especially in that 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. time frame. If your flight's after 7 and you're showing up, at 5 o'clock in the morning for a 9 a.m. flight, that's adding to that congestion and can be just as problematic as arriving too late for your flight. So please visit our website, double check the TSA wait times, be prepared, stay in touch with your airline, but we want everyone to keep in mind 2 hours before your domestic flight, 3 hours before your international flight.
Dan DeRosa with 19 News. Looks like we're wrapping up our news conference out at Cleveland Hopkins Airport. And I want to show you one of the reasons that things are going to be a little rough in Northeast Ohio. Take a look outside into downtown Cleveland right now. A lot of heavy rain, and this is going to be the easiest of it over the course of Thursday and Friday, and then even into Saturday. We're expecting snow throughout all of Northeast Ohio. So that's going to be a challenge, really not something you want to see happen during a busy holiday season, is the added treachery of weather. And we know, especially if you are headed east, you better pay particular attention, because the lake effect machine is going to start up and be running I believe Thursday into Friday, and then there's what our meteorologists call a system snow is on Saturday. That means everybody is getting it. That means a system is moving through all of Ohio, and everybody is expected to get snow on Saturday. What the totals are, it's a little too early to tell. Where the snow belt stuff is setting up, there's going to be a lot of snow, because there's going to be a ton of wind coming off the lake. What does that do? That wind just sweeps up moisture off the lake, throws it into the clouds. It comes over the northeastern side of Ohio, out in the snow belt, and it dumps all that moisture as snow. We are going to have a temperature crash tomorrow afternoon and evening. Wednesday afternoon into the evening, we are going to drop drastically in our temperature, and that's what's going to set up the snow here in Northeast Ohio. Our 11 o'clock news is underway on Cleveland's 43. Our noon news is going to be on Channel 19, and our meteorologists, boy, they're on it. They have it. They are the most accurate in Cleveland, and that is certified. They track that every year. So tune in to get the latest weather forecast to set up your good travel. Until then, I'm Dan DeRosa with 19 News. Have a good Thanksgiving and be safe.